The club decided to go head to head with President Biden's State of the Union address, but we will not back down. No, we must talk about very important things like De'Aaron Fox rug pulling his NFTs. We got all kinds of stuff as usual going on with Top Shot. We got Andy back. We got Jack back. We got NBL running a little late tonight. And also, we have American Doll versions of ourselves now. What a world we live in. Welcome to Club Top Shot. Let's do this. Damian, you can retire. Let's call up Steve Kerr right now. Tell him you're done. 3-on-2 game.
Oh, I'm an incredible basketball player. Awful shooter. Awful shooter.
Nasty jumper.
Would he ever gamble on shooting?
Here we go.
Me.
We got Jaw lighting up again.
On that note, let me go.
All right. Club Top Shop going up on a Tuesday.
Love. Andy, welcome back to the club after a little hiatus. Jack, it seems like you got been working on your setup over there.
Yep, feeling better, looking good, kind of.
Yeah, the Instagram content continues to be elite. You and Haley navigating your domestic partnership is I just watched an hour of Love is Blind with Lauren, and that content was so cringy, and I was like, I think my reality TV show that I can actually consume is Jack and Haley in New York. That's what I need to show up.
It's crazy. I mean, living with a girl, like, she's always there, and then, like, you go to sleep, she's there, you wake up, she's there, like, you're working, she's there. Yeah, she's definitely there, but it's been an interesting process. Piece by piece, we finally got the TV hung. I don't think that was there last Tuesday. The lamp is, like, almost falling over. It's on a case of books. It's, step by step, brick by brick.
It seemed like what was going on with the laundry situation? That made me upset.
So we didn't have space to put everything. So, like, we were just letting the laundry pile up, because if we did the laundry, then it would just be clean with nowhere to go. So yeah, that I finally built my cubes for the closet. We're working on that. What's next? We need rugs. Speaking of rugs, I cashed a bet with Club NGMI. I think they would have wagered on me to rug pull before an NBA All-Star, but here we are with De'Aaron Fox pulling the rug on his followers. So I'm happy about that.
We'll definitely get into that tonight. We're also going to have a couple of the VIPs swinging by later tonight to open some packs. But Andy, how have you been? 2 weeks in NFT time is essentially an eternity.
Yeah, no, I've been good. Been pretty busy with work and everything, and also like wedding planning and all that. As I said to you right before the show, Allie and I have been like looking at venues and all that stuff, and I think we've officially like booked a date and all that. So it'll be fun. I'm excited to kind of have that over. Really not excited for how much it's going to cost to get married in Brooklyn. It's not going to be a good time. Might have to sell some NFTs.
Where is Allie's family from again?
Connecticut.
Okay, so Brooklyn's still very centrally located for all of you guys.
Yeah, it works out pretty well. I mean, like, obviously very close to where we live. And then my family, it's like 45 minutes, and her family, it's like an hour. So hour 15.
There you
Very
go.
easy.
There you go. And you have plenty of time to kind of stretch out that the planning process, all of that, which I assume with all of your stuff going on with Fractional right now, it's good that that's not happening here in like 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely going to hire a wedding planner as well, which will help. But yeah, very happy that it's not something that's happening like in 5 months or something. It'd be a little overwhelming.
For sure. Before we start chopping it up, I got to shout out Medicine Skulls on Twitter, who is a fan of Club Top Shot. And he sent this tweet across today, and I couldn't even believe how incredible this was. So last week on the show, I was teasing Jack about his makeup. I said he looked like a boy version of those American dolls. And so Medicine Skulls went and made custom American boy dolls for the club here. So we have CTS American Boy Edition here. We got the logo. We even have the matching shoes and socks. We have an LFG here, Top Shot. The first one here is me. He's got me in my Miami Dolphins hoodie, my orange hat. I pretty much have this exact outfit. I got my backpack, water bottle. Upper right, use promo code Pete. I mean, the attention to detail on these.
Attention to detail was amazing. What's in your hand? An Android, probably.
I think it's a 1995 Android telephone here.
It looks like you got a little cash in your pocket.
Yeah, and when we get to Andy's kind of flaunting his cash, but I've always been kind of a guy that, I like to be a little more reserved with that here. So here's the Pete doll. Then we head over to Baby Jack here. We got the Lamar headband. We got the Snapback Sports. I mean, Jack, this is incredible.
This is really good. I don't know if I've ever worn a denim buttoned-up hoodie, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm kind of thinking about picking one up for my collection. Well, Cowboy hats sold separately. That's pretty funny.
You were talking about fashion, Manhattan versus Brooklyn. I mean, would be a very Brooklyn look. I think Andy would attest.
It would, yeah.
Yeah, I think I actually wore that same outfit to get coffee this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Clay says that's a Brooklyn outfit. Clay would know. The Andy one is incredible. Andy, have you seen this yet?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I will say, so one, I would never wear that vest. Never.
Why? I could picture you.
I'm not a vest guy.
Really?
Yeah.
So we have you with your phone, the cash here. We do have the cat sold separately, which is a great homage to your cat tower. And then I also love this one. Shit posting for kicks is the book you have here.
Yeah, it was really good.
The mustache is just the best part.
Mustache is
it's
I like that it's not even on straight.
I guess I'm bummed out that you couldn't ever picture yourself rocking that vest. You could totally pull that off, Andy.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, or maybe I could, but I'd rather not personally.
So maybe we need a Jack and Andy outfit change here. Then we have the MBL. We have the floaty hat, and then this incredible pinball machine that is in fact sold separately. We do have a little MBL money coming out here. I mean,
we gotta darken the hair. I think that's my one critique on Mike.
Yeah,
he's got dark hair, right?
Yeah, and I showed my wife and she wants me to have blonde hair.
Blonder hair, yeah.
Yeah, blonder hair here. But we can't nitpick these. Although if we are, Eric wants Andy, doesn't understand why Andy would have fiat. He should be holding little Ethereum.
Well, I think on his phone he's trading NFTs. His watch, he's got like some, punks on there. So
this is after cashing out a little dapper fiat there. Then we have CSU Ram. And this one's great too, because I don't think I've ever seen Pete wear a beanie, but like this little, I don't know what it would be, a little corduroy shirt. Looks like something Ashley would dress him in. We got the CSU
The glasses are just out of control.
Pete has those same like slip-on shoes too. Golf clubs sold separately. This one, as far as like the face and stuff, this does look like Baby Pete to me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then we got a bonus one here.
The best one.
Here's the Baby Vans. Here's the blonde locks.
I like the lips. Looks like you're wearing lipstick.
Yeah.
It's nice to be represented as someone who has lips every once in a while, I'll say. So shout out to Medicine Skulls here. You, sir, have earned an on-air follow. Really appreciate you making these. Did terrific work on those. All right. Now that we got the American Dolls out of the way, what I guess, Andy, you've been away for 2 weeks. Like, what has been on your radar? I know you've been living that business life, but anything interesting catching your eye in the space right now?
I've been doing some weird DeFi stuff on Phantom. There's a couple, there's like a new exchange that launched there called Solidly that I've been doing a bunch of stuff with, messing around there. outside of that, I haven't had a ton of time, honestly, to really start messing around with stuff. I know the game on Avalanche, Crab Bata or whatever it's called, launched a subnet yesterday, or is like announced their subnet, which I think is really interesting. And so the way that works, I don't know the exact technicals, but it's basically like their own blockchain that somehow uses Avalanche to like help with consensus. I don't totally understand. To be totally honest, I have a call with the Avalanche team to learn more about it. Been trying to keep up. I haven't really had too much of a chance to, outside of a few things here and there.
Yeah.
I've been slowly following these all-star auctions as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised what they're going for. I feel like we got to talk about that at some point tonight.
No, we could talk about it.
In which way?
Well, I guess, did you guys talk at all last week about how much you think they're actually worth? Like, I guess I have no frame of reference for like ignoring the NFT. How much is the package worth? I've never been to the All-Star game. I have no idea.
Okay, so there's a lot to cover here. But first, you said you're surprised. Low or high?
I thought that some of the bigger ones, like the Lakers or even like the Clippers and Warriors, would go for more, just basically on the speculation that like maybe you get to meet the Lakers All-Stars or something.
Right. So, all right. So go ahead, Pete, if you have something.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, did you ever, because I saw you talk, did we ever figure out what the team element is?
So Dumbo said there actually isn't, which I thought was interesting. I thought like maybe the legend would be a Lakers legend, right? Because there's something about, why don't we pull it up? I think pull up just like the details on it, Pete. If you go to any of them, they should have it. So I thought maybe at least like the legend you met would be a Lakers. And so therefore you would want to collect it because you could meet some of your favorite X players or whatever. And then I'm not positive. You get a 25K collector boost. I don't know if it like helps your Lakers specific, but there isn't necessarily like a great like perk for by team, which I think makes it pretty interesting. The Lakers, Knicks, and Sixers and all those teams will still go for more, but maybe not at like a crazy differential. From the NBA perspective, what they told Top Shot is they expect these to go at $100,000 a pop. Yeah,
what?
that was their.
I was gonna say like 25K. That was like what I had to guess.
So that was their expectation, was $100,000. I thought that was a little crazy.
Where'd you hear that from?
From
sources?
Like from sources. So yeah, they expected these to go for $100,000, and then Top Shot went in with like is supposed to go in with that same mentality. Number two, the bidding, as we know, will heat up as it gets closer to the end tomorrow. But what will be interesting is they went with the Lakers first, and whether Lakers are the first or second most valuable one, they're definitely at the top. That really scares me into like, what will the Pelicans go for, in a few days, and what will the Kings go for that's live now? Because like you're gonna set a ceiling, so you better hope that first one goes for some crazy pass. Now, Ryan Zach says the fair market value in the TNCs is 150K, which is pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So I'm kind of hoping these land at like I don't have budget to like go and spend 50K on this. 25 would probably be like, it would have to be a business expense, and like we'd have to raise funds for it, whatever. But if these landed like 10 to 15K, like I would be interested. I think there's value. So that was just my instinct on all of it. Yeah. And then Herzig actually broke down like the value of it all for me in a DM. Like he has a whole spreadsheet. He put it like $35,000. Okay. So it's two tickets to everything, which is interesting. But yeah, like look, All-Star game tickets are actually pretty expensive. The events at night are pretty expensive. And then it's like, how much do you value an on-court photo? How much do you value like a tour of the stadium with an exec? It is good value. But I don't know. I don't see them going for $35,000 each.
The other thing too, and just with auctions and stuff like this in general, is it there needs to be a marketing FOMO behind it. And it's
Yeah.
really hard to do that sight unseen. I think if they can execute and show like a proof of concept, and obviously this is like such a long time horizon. I mean, I feel like they probably should have done a one and done version of it first, just to demonstrate this is how we can deliver and show people, cut up the highlight reels, show them the sick experience they get. But asking people to lock in 150K for a 5-year time frame, when people are right to have question marks about Dapper executing on this stuff.
It's a good point, especially because they did the draft thing. You barely saw anything from it. The NBA final stuff, like if you've come since they did that with the NBA finals, there's no shot you've seen a piece of content from when they took everyone to the Suns arena, did the team store, did the photo, right? Like, so they should probably be sharing that stuff, showing they can execute. I think you're saying it's a 1-year thing. I'm almost in the reverse. Like, give me at least some utility past 5 years. Isn't this the point of NFTs, is that this is forever? And like, even if the value is, okay, I don't know, you'll get a t-shirt every year from the All-Star game for perpetuity. Like, outside of that, when you lock it into 5 years, then you just calculate the value, right? Like, you calculate, okay, would I be better off paying for flights, hotels, 5 years a ticket, right? So I think that's where I think they fell short. And then you'll see it in the chat right now. This is the huge debate.
Yeah.
So Dapper employees can bid on this. So there's kind of two angles to it. One, if you're a Dapper employee, you know all about the promotion, right? You understand every level of it. So you probably are like, wow, this is incredible value. We've been told it's worth 100 to 150 grand. We see that, like, all the things it could become, all this stuff. On the flip side, there's also an argument like, could Dapper just be seeding their own employees with money to drive these up artificially? Like, maybe not. Should they even, like, why can they not buy Top Shot moments, but they can buy this? I understand that it's nice that they can bid on these things, and it sucks if they can't participate in something they're working on. This is probably something I would have wanted them to stay away from. I think it is a weird look that the leading bid is someone who's kind of has, could have inside information to a degree.
Like, do I personally give a shit if a Dapper person wins this? No. But from a business optics perspective, it's a disaster. And you also want those going. The whole point of this is to showcase what Dapper can do to the outside world. Dapper employees are already drinking the Dapper Kool-Aid. They fucking work there. Like, let someone else experience this. And also, if your employees want this so bad, build that into your employee package, your next raise. Like, you get these things. Like, they can do that for their employees. To me, it's just more bad optics that they don't need to take on.
Yeah. I think there's like a ton of low-hanging fruit with this that I'm disappointed they didn't do. Like, to me, the obvious long-term utility for this, outside of like going to the games and everything, is just whatever team you own the pass from, you always have a completed team set for them. Right. And you just say, like, this is basically, no matter what moments come out, what players exist, this is like a guaranteed completed team set for this team. And it's like a really easy way to be like, oh yeah, I'm a Lakers super fan, but I don't want to buy every single new Lakers moment that comes out, so I'm just going to buy this. And like, there's really easy stuff to do like that wouldn't have been that hard. So I'm disappointed that they don't have more like that. But like you were saying, I mean, if these things end up going, if some of the cheap ones with less popular teams end up going for 11, 12K, I might just like buy a couple and bring like some fractional, like some big fractional users every year or something.
Well, you could couldn't you in theory like fractionalize it and then raffle it off, and then people still own that? Like, there's a lot of fun stuff. And so I do think there's value to like a giveaway. Like, if a new business, instead of buying a Bored Ape, like if they gave away a 5-year experience, some of these more sports, like for Knights, it honestly probably makes a lot of sense for us to buy one and then pick 5 members of the community over the next 5 years. Like, that's a great buy. So I think the pricing will go up, but how high is the question? Because I think everyone agrees we're all in at like 10 to 15K, but are we in at like 20 to 25?
Yeah. No, I mean, I could I could see if I knew more about it and knew what I was getting, I could definitely see, like you said, like the Club Top Shot crew, we could all go in on it and we could pick our years. We could, cycle through stuff. Like it would be very fun to have that experience, but sight unseen, it's not something I'm necessarily jumping at. Do you know are they going to do any content around these auctions? I mean, they should be having live
should get
streams.
Cowboy Pete back.
I mean, trying to get myself hired, but it's like, let's drum up some excitement about this that doesn't involve Dapper employees bidding on it.
Yeah, I would have at least, I mean, we talked about their partnership with the NBA. Like the NBA wants them to do something like this. Give us a Lakers player for tomorrow night when the auction's ending. Give us a Clippers player the next night. Have them send a signed jersey. You think like a signed jersey from Terrence Mann? Sure, it's probably worth $250. But if he's on the stream, he sees the person who buys it. You bring him on the stream. Like these are things that like why aren't we? It's more complicated. I understand the relationship with the NBA is not like, hey, whatever, Adam Silver, can I get Kawhi Leonard on? Sure, but like why would you auction something off without having like a massive plan besides like tweets around it? That's the real crazy part.
Yeah. That Sacramento Kings one, I mean, Sacramento Kings fans have to be feeling a little nervous aping into any of these projects right now. I mean, I still cannot believe this De'Aaron Fox story. Like I read a few articles on it to be like, did I just miss something from the Twitter dramatization, something getting lost in translation here? It's like, this was a full on rug pull by a man who's worth $150 million. Like, did I miss anything here?
I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised it took this long. Like I guess it's just, he should have just left it be. I almost like have respect that he said like, we're shutting this down because I can't deliver, versus like Gronk's NFTs. Remember Mahomes NFT? Like those were all like, what's the difference between a cash grab and a rug pull, right? At this point, I guess they didn't promise anything initially. Some of those guys,
so
but
like,
I'm sure we could have found a ton of athletes who promised a ton of future shit that haven't delivered and will never, but they just haven't shut their shit down. Right. So I don't know.
I do agree with you that in practicality, there's not a ton of difference. But if you're saying, I want to be so done with this that I'm shutting it down, you have to return the funds. You absolutely have to return the funds, which is fine. You could say, I got in over my head, give everyone their mint, give them their gas costs back, and just wash your hands of it. But otherwise, you cannot fucking walk away with people's money and shut down the project. That is the literal definition of a rug pull.
It obviously wasn't Fox. Like, we know that this is an agent or a partner who convinced him to get in on this. And now he's liable. He's obviously like responsible for it. But this is, I think, what Brian talks a lot about. And it felt like he kind of was just going to be in that. But he's been all about education. So I think a ton of respect goes to him. Like, he's promising huge things. Will he deliver? Who knows? But he's saying, like, guys, you have to be so careful with this shit. You saw, like, all right, question. What is worse in your opinion? Him almost admitting, like, hey, I fucked up. I still do want to deliver. It's just not the right time and place. Or like Antonio Brown's tweet. Like the most non-disclosure, cash grab, like bullshit that you could possibly have.
What's your take on this stuff, Andy? So someone just alerted me to a tweet that just went up, by the way. So the Kings just put up, want to get your hands on a limited edition De'Aaron Fox bobblehead? It's easy. Just purchase at least $50 in qualifying items from your participating power market location, and it's yours. Oh,
yeah.
My
I think that, like, in general, I think this is like a really good reminder to people that, like, just because a celebrity or even like a crypto Twitter person makes a project or like is talking about something doesn't mean that you should buy it. And like, this is obviously an extreme version of that, but like, I mean, outside of Gary Vee, has any celebrity person who's come into the space made a project that's actually done well and not just like extracted money from the space? Not really. And so it's like, I think in general, when most of the like exciting, less like gambling part of NFTs and crypto is like community ownership and like this like ground up building of all of this, it's very hard to have like just some celebrity who's going to come in and be like, oh yeah, buy my project. It's going to be really good because I'm De'Aaron Fox or whoever. I just like am super not convinced that those are ever going to be the things that do really well, and like the amount that fail will be massive.
The problem is that we're so in it and we see the AB tweet and it's like, LOL. Like, not only am I not buying that, if I could short that with my literal life, like I would, but for people who like are casual, like it is who they look to. And so I think that's the dangerous part is like people bought it just because NBA All-Star De'Aaron Fox is promoting it, right? And they have no clue and they see it's $100 or 300 and they're like, how could this fail? He's literally worth $150 million. How could it be a cash grab? We know it so well, but like I would say the majority don't. So it's once again, this I think it's our favorite thing on the show is like, whose fault is that, right? Who should do the research? Who should,
Well, and that's the thing. I know in the chat, people saying there was stuff with his devs. He's not a dev or a marketer, a team failure. I get that. But those people are essentially anonymous and they do not have near the reputational risk that De'Aaron Fox does, to the point where, okay, my team and my marketing staff screws me. I'm putting up a tweet there and I'm finding my ass in that Discord a couple times a week to chop it up with people. Like, I am going out of my way. You're telling me these NBA players don't go do charity auctions and don't go kiss babies and shake hands for PR? Like, fucking drag your ass in there and try to mop up this mess. Like, just saying I'm closing it down, I've overextended, like, without any kind of guarantees about giving money back is just awful optics again.
Was it his own project? What was it?
I don't even know.
I don't even know. I mean, the whole thing was access to him, though, right? That was the value add.
That's kind of my point, is like, if he hadn't just shut it down, no one would have known. And that's where it's like, I guess it's a little annoying that he was the first, but like, he's not the actual first to not deliver value in this case, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I think like the difference is like basically selling out and then a couple days later, like shutting down the Discord.
But what was it? A few days later? I thought it was like a long time horizon.
I have no idea.
Regardless, it's just dumb for a player worth $150 million to do that. I agree with you, Pete. Like, he should just give back the money. It would make everything go away. But I'm sure his financial advisor doesn't suggest, hey, give back $1 million, after they pay devs and the team and all that stuff.
Well, one thing we know is the project certainly wasn't about the art. It was about the utility.
Wait, go through it real quick. Wait, is it still his profile picture?
Yeah. He's still,
savage.
I mean, that's it's literally his handle. And then there's the swipe of the fox that's now blocked. I mean, official NFT page, these tweets are protected. Yeah, and obviously all of the the NFT jokes have long been made, but it is a bummer. Just at the intersection of, Top Shot and NFTs to have this stuff. Not to mention, I mean, I know Halliburton's not on the Kings anywhere, but like the Kings were supposed to be ground zero for NFT forward NBA franchises. Like, they were the ones that were getting their feet wet with all of this stuff. They were the chosen ones.
Is there, I mean, is this a potential really good opportunity for Top Shot to come in and be like, we can give you, like, maybe Flow Dapper, like, they launched these one-of-one NFTs. Now, people are going to be upset if he launches his own NFT on the same platform where you can buy his moments, but like, could they give him infrastructure if he did want to offer utility? Or if he truly did want to engage with his fans and get paid a lot of money, like, could Top Shot have paid him $100,000 to interact with Kings fans and set all this up for him? Like, I think it's kind of bullish for opportunity. Because that's the biggest thing we learned when we launched Knights, was like, we thought, all right, we're going to mint this. Maybe the market will take it off. We're going to build a few things. And then like we hired Clay and we've hired more people. And it's like, it's a full fucking business running one of these projects. And so like Top Shot has the infrastructure for it. Dapper does. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I think that in general, this is actually like one of the reasons I was really excited about Top Shot in the first place, and one of the like general stances I've had, like comparing, let's say, like Top Shot to like even Autograph or some of the other like sport fan collectible things is like, or like the Gronk NFT or the Mahomes NFT or whatever. I think almost all of those are going to go to zero long term, because basically like the version of this, and this kind of goes back to what I was just saying, but like the version of this where those are more popular than Top Shot is all of those celebrities and athletes are like putting in their time and energy to reward these collections of people who are buying their NFTs, and none of them give a shit. None of them care. Like one will, two will, and theirs will be great, but awesome. But none of the other ones are going to matter. The Steph Curry thing, no one talks about anymore. No one cares about it. And so like what after enough of these things happen, then Dapper can go to these players and like, I doubt they could do this right now with how things are structured, but you go to De'Aaron Fox and say like, hey, listen, for the next month, you can have 25% of all your secondary sales fees on your moments, and like go and talk to the people who are buying them and make a Discord. We'll make a token gated Discord chat for you for people who own your moments and like do all of that. But like you don't have the added liability of this is now your NFT project you have to run for the rest of your life because it's like your brand and everything. It's just like you can kind of piggyback off of us. And like Top Shot always has this base level, which is that it's a collectible project that's like trading cards, and anything else is just gravy. And obviously not everyone agrees with that, but like to me, that's how it is. Whereas like most of these NFT projects are just like destined to fail because most of the people who are making them don't want to think about it for more than like 5 weeks. And after that, they're like, all right, this is over.
And there has to be something in the middle ground, right? Because clearly the players, just whatever the NFL player or NBA Players Association deal is, they're not incentivized enough to be hyping up their own Top Shot moments. On the other hand, they learn the De'Aaron Fox launching your own project is very hard, and you could use that infrastructure. There has to be something in between, like you were saying, where Top Shot, or I mean, even our friends over at On the Moment, they were doing that with the Detroit Pistons. They came on the show with Beef Stew and helping those businesses on board and understand NFTs to make sure that shit doesn't flop. It does seem like those ideas of Top Shot being like, here, we'll cut you a check, we'll do a revenue share and help you deliver those perks because we've already built out the infrastructure.
Yeah, I mentioned the special drops, like the Ant Edwards dunk last year, right? It was so hyped up. It was going to be a challenge. Like partner with Ant on that and do a rev share, right? When it's hot, get him into it. He's promoting his best play. And then I think the Platinum Ice stuff, the 1 of 3s where they said rumored they're going to give one to the players. That's probably the closest way you could fairly comp them and get them to care about it, because a 10K check when Dapper's making, millions off the marketplace, it's not going to get them excited. And what they make through the PA, I'm sure, isn't too great too, where Fox can literally drop his own project using his name and his Twitter and make 1.5 mil. Yeah, that's a way sweeter deal. But given time, could a 1 of 3 moment or 1 of 1 of LeBron, like what's a 1 of 1 LeBron worth? If this shit catches on, $50 million, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know because there hasn't been any liquidity on the high end moments. Like when was the last Cosmic sale? Have we had Cosmic sales recently?
I don't know what the last big sales have been, but the market is definitely down after I recently checked it.
Do you have stuff listed, Andy? Like when was your last purchase or sale in the marketplace?
Yeah, I've sold some stuff recently. Now that I have a pending wedding to pay for, I have some NFT assets I need to liquidate over the next year and a half. It's mostly just low end stuff though. Not a lot of the high end stuff sells. I think I might have had one hollow moment sell recently for like a decent chunk, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, Mookie says Aaron Gordon Cosmic sold for 4K a couple weeks ago. Was that the Jen Pseudo? I think I remember she tweeted something about buying that. But yeah, I mean, it does seem like it would be fair to question, even if they did launch a platinum ice. I mean, in a way, aren't these Top Shot auctions? I mean, I know it's not the same as a collectible moment, but it should at least serve as some sort of proxy for kind of the high-end Top Shot market. And it just does not seem like it's there right now. I mean, confidence has to be at a pretty, I don't want to say all-time low, but pretty low for people to put, you know, more than 4 figures into a moment on the site right now.
Yeah. I mean, like the Dame Cosmics at like 14K. He hasn't played all season. CP's like 18 off the top of my head. Giannis is 50. Zion's is 27K. Like, we thought that was $1 million moment, like easily. Like, no one would have thought about selling that. Now, obviously, he has changed. But yeah, some of the hollow moments, Series 1 are crazy. Like, if you're bullish on the platform and you're liquid and have funds, the problem is, I would say there's no better time to buy, because in a week it might be a better time to buy. But like there's way more opportunity than there's ever been.
Welcome to the stream. It is NBL. You are late. Do you have a doctor's note? Do you have a pass?
No, I have a great excuse.
Let's hear it.
I went to the city to pick up my fantasy baseball trophy.
That's just the most NBL anecdote ever.
Please tell me you like got dinner with them or something.
Look at that. No, I went to an engraving place in the city that engraves baseball bats. We have like
You're
a Stanley.
sick.
Look at this.
Mike, congratulations. You're going to be back-to-back champs after there's no MLB season.
I know, it's brutal. So we have our draft on Saturday, which is why I went today to get this, because it's important to have this at the draft, because if you see it, it's a shot glass at the top, not by design.
That's
cool. Oh, wow.
That's cool. That's cool.
So it's very prestigious to take a shot out of the baseball bat.
Was this the one? Was this something else you said you did, like some kind of beer Olympics thing? Is that this draft? Or was that something else?
Beer Olympics at my buddy's bachelor party, but we always do destination fantasy baseball drafts. We've gone to like Philly before. We went to Montreal. We went to Nashville. I don't know where else we've been. But this year we're just going to Mohegan Sun, the local casino.
There you go.
Oh, I like Mohegan Sun.
Yeah, it's a great place to go.
Yeah. We actually have a free room there. We need to, Allie and I are planning to go soon.
Oh, you do? We're trying to all fit into one room. We're bringing air mattresses and sleeping bags.
Jesus,
Mohegan
Mike.
Sun's not that expensive, Mike.
Come on, buy another room, Mike. This is like my buddies and I would do our annual Vegas trip. You know, first couple years out of college, you know, it's like fine, we'll pile in, and then it's like year 3. It's like, come the fuck on, guys. We all
I
have our own
know.
beds.
I know. Did we talk about the American Doll? American Girl dolls?
We did, but we should pull yours up here now that
Please.
you are here. Yeah, we did go through them. Just absolutely incredible work here by our friend Medicine Skulls. But here is, of course, the NBL. We got the floaty hat, the pinball machine. Mike, why do I feel like you're going to print this out, have it framed and hung in your basement?
I think that is just the beginning. I want the doll itself. How do I get the doll?
That you probably are going. There's some Photoshop going on here. Believe it or not, I don't think these are available for purchase in the store.
Did you guys note the dollar bills in the right pocket there?
We did. Yeah. Most of us have money showing, and some, you know, Andy was being a little more ostentatious with his, you know, we're being a little more discreet.
Very nice. The only complaint I have is, what color are the eyes in my doll here? What would you say that color is?
There is something going on. What is going on in the reflection of these eyes? I think you're seeing, I don't know. I think I see a cosmic. It's a Nikola Jokic cosmic just glistening off your eyeballs.
Is that brown?
Yes. We have to cut him some slack, Mike, if you didn't get your exact eye color right.
I mean, it's my best feature. All right, I feel like I've come in and I've interrupted. Where were we?
We talked.
I know I saw people, because I put out a tweet. They wanted your opinion on the whole auction stuff. We talked about it for a little. Current bid on the Lakers, which ends in 20 hours, is $15K. No bid on the Kings. Dumbo is bidding on him. Obviously, as a Top Shot employee, or Dapper employee, it is allowed for these. So give us your general thoughts.
My general thoughts are one, what I don't love about this, I get it, but it's frustrating in the sense that there seems to be a lot that's been directly promised or alluded to in the sense of owning Top Shot moments will bring you a lot of utility. And so it kind of feels like a bit of a slap in the face to say, to get a lot of the utility that a lot of us have been working under the assumption comes with Top Shot moments, you have to actually participate in this brand new auction, which is kind of frustrating. I hope it's more of a show of here's what we can do, here's the access we have, and your Top Shot moments will eventually do things like this. But it just doesn't feel great that a lot of what they've alluded to and kind of promised hasn't played out, and then they're doing these auctions for what are the more attractive packages you can do. And the only equivalents of this have been kind of, you have to be one of 10 people drawn out of a sea of like 500,000 for the Suns Bucks game and the first game of this season, I think it was, or you have to pay whatever it is, $15,000 plus. And then I guess that's where my next comments would be about the price itself. So I thought it was interesting that they put up a post today saying the retail value of one of these is $100,000. I'm curious to see what the breakdown of that is. And yeah, I mean, I'm not overly surprised that there's not a ton of action here. It's like an interesting thing to win, but like, I can't say I'm dying to go to 5 straight All-Star games. I don't really know what else comes along with that. They've said there's some Top Shot packs and some meet and greets and whatever else, but it seems a little bit like out of reach or not well enough defined for me to really want to invest that much capital behind it. And we talked about this last week, but I'd love a better understanding of whether or not you can sell this in a secondary market.
I believe you can. They
Yeah,
actually,
I'd hope you can. It's an NFT, and I'd hope you can. But I don't. I mean, I'd love just more detail on it. What does it mean for each specific team? It sounds like there's like a bag of stuff you get from the specific team. Maybe the meet and greets are better geared toward historical players from that team. But like, I just don't know exactly what it is that you're bidding on, and I think they would have been better served by breaking it into chunks, maybe saying like each team has 5 they're auctioning off, and one's for 2023, one's for 2024, one's for 2025, so on and so forth. Just committing to this for 5 years and saying, if I'm not doing this for 5 years, I have to like go through the process of selling it or renting it out or whatever else. Feels like kind of a lot.
Could we rent it out on Floaty?
Soon, hopefully, #soon.
Yeah. Real quick, I don't know if Allie's home, but if they put the fair market value at 150K and you win the giveaway, do you owe like 50 grand in taxes on it?
No, I don't think so. Like if like the fair market value of like a Picasso is like 100 million, you win an auction for like 2 million. I think that
no, not auction though. The giveaway, I'm saying. You know how there's those stories of like Malcolm Butler wins
got it. On the giveaway,
the truck, and it like cost him more.
I think
like, yeah, I think they'd rug you on that.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, think about that. Like, that's probably the worst. Like, they can't do that. There has to be.
Well, and that goes back to, you said Justin Herzig calculated it. Like, it'd be one thing if that was valued at 35K or whatever, and you were at least knew you were in the
still, like, if you valued it at 35K and you were given it, that, like, people can't afford to pay 10, 15 grand in taxes. Like, just to, I don't know. That's fucked up. Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of my view on the auction. I think it'd be fun to like do with a few friends and go with a friend. 1 year go with the buddy. 1 year like I go with wife. 1 year friend goes with his wife. Whatever. Like kind of do it with a group. I think that's kind of fun. I've talked to a few friends about doing that potentially. But then I kind of think like if this wasn't tied to Top Shot at all and it was just like done through the NBA, would I actually want this? Or do I want this because it's like an interesting new Top Shot toy? Or is like, do I want the experience that comes with it? And like, I don't know. I'm not dying to go to the All-Star game.
It is like, to your point, Mike, and about people who had been collecting with hopes of utility. Like, would this not have been the perfect thing to do a raffle for team set owners? All of a snapshot of the New York Knicks team set holders are eligible, and how many, you guys probably know how many people have that completed, but then you at least have a realistic shot at it. It's tied into the specific fan communities themselves. You're rewarding them with this luxury item. Like, to me, that makes too much sense to not have done.
Or even
In
like
fairness,
you can only bid if you have a full team set for that team.
right.
In
In fairness,
no
they
minimum
probably
price.
thought they
Yeah.
were gonna, they were gonna make what, $4.5 million at fair market. Like that could have been a huge part of the equation. I mean, that's not a little. I know the NBA is valued at $8 trillion, but $4.5 mil pickup is nice.
Also, too, like what I mean, Andy, I'm sure with fractional stuff and all of this, like you think of, you know, auctions and reserve price stuff at all. Like, what would have been? Why not allow true price discovery on these NFTs with, or, you know, and get rid of the 10,000 reserve price? And what's the worst case scenario? Someone feels like they get a steal and they're super excited. You bid, like all of a sudden, then everyone, literally every Top Shot fan is like, I don't know, maybe I can get this for $2,000. Like, why not encourage that? Whereas at 10,000, how many people just automatically check out?
Yep.
Yeah.
I also think it's bullshit. Like in general, like I think reserve prices at auctions are bullshit. And we talked about it earlier. Like, aren't you going to hype these up, have a marketing plan for it? Like, it shows you didn't put in any of the work. Okay, you're locking it. But they did say actually something interesting. If something receives no bids, it then goes to like someone who actually already won one of the auctions, which is kind of crazy. I assume at least all of them will get one bid though.
I don't know that they all will.
Really.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't
totally
buy.
shocked.
You're not buying at 10K.
I probably would think about buying one, and I'd like see if my friends wanted to share it or something.
Right.
Yeah, the friend share thing is nice. I like that.
Yeah,
concept.
but
We're
like,
friends. We could share one.
Are there 30 people who would buy at 10K?
Right.
I don't know. Are there 15 people who would buy 2 sets at 10K? Probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's interesting. It's fun.
Yeah. It does seem like there was a lot of potential to have more fun with this from a content standpoint and mixing out, like do a couple more that are giveaways, tap into, I don't know, Mike, do a little raffle for the 9 Lives Lounge.
Yeah. or honestly, go
Colin's
the
on
complete
fire
opposite way on this. Like pick complete team set holders and like do like what we talked about, give it away to those, and then auction off one of them.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough.
I saw someone mention the Punks auction, by the way. Was that prior to last week's?
We have not discussed
we haven't
that.
talked about that.
Yeah, why don't you let us know what happened?
That was on Wednesday last week.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was at the auction. So I was there, and I was pretty pumped when we were like sitting there, and they were like, all right, it starts promptly at 7. They're like, don't get up. After there was like a little talk that ended at like 6:50, 6:55. They're like, do not get up. It starts at 7. And all of a sudden it's like 7:05 and nothing's happening. And then people start to get up and go get drinks. And we're just like hanging out, standing there. And like 15 minutes later, they were like, yeah, the auction's been canceled. It was really weird. I talked to people who talked to the owner. What'd you say, Jack?
Can you do that? Like, are there auction rules where
I don't think they were happy about it, but you can do it.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah. So I talked to people who talked to the owners, the Punks owners. I did not talk to them personally. Apparently, there was a lot going on. I mean, it's a tumultuous time in general. From what I understand from sources that I trust, like there were serious bidders. Like several billionaires apparently were like actively ready to bid on this thing, and apparently multiple of them were like debating dropping out at the last minute because of everything going on overseas, I guess. I don't know. And I think the guy kind of like got cold feet that maybe it wouldn't end up going for as much as they thought it would. I have no idea what they're going to do with them now, but yeah, weird. It was very weird. A lot of people were not happy, but Ja Rule was there.
Ja Rule's everywhere.
Ja Rule really is everywhere. It's insane. So Like, in what capacity were you just there as an observer? How did you get a invite?
No, he was the billionaire ready
Yeah.
to bid,
Yeah.
but
I'm actually selling-
Ukraine,
so-
yeah.
In other news, if anyone's looking to buy 104 Cryptopunks, let me know. No, I have gotten to know a couple of the people who kind of run some of Sotheby's like native digital stuff. A couple of them are in Pleaser DAO and have helped out some Pleaser DAO stuff. And I also, like, as a liaison for the DAO, bought a piece from them once. So I've just got to know a couple of them. And so Allie and I were invited. It was cool.
Nice.
It was fun.
Feels like the Punks have had such a tumultuous run at Sotheby's between the initial rollout with the little post-stamp size promos and then this. It's like, I don't know.
forgot about that.
Maybe the IRL auctions of these NFTs just isn't the best place to have this done.
Yeah.
I
The
forgot
setup
about
was
this.
nice this time. They did a good job with it.
You know
They
what's
did.
funny, Pete, is that you say that, but then we look at Top Shot, right? And now it's online, it's accessible to everyone, but they don't kind of get everyone in a room who's interested, or at least like in one spot at one time. And it makes it seem like the opposite. But I guess the Beeple one, that wasn't in person, was it?
The Beeple one, no, yeah.
Remember
that was
when
online.
someone spent $70 million on a Beeple?
That we're coming up on like the exact year because that was when I was on my trip last year. Around
Is this
that
when you
time
quit Top Shot for the week?
Yeah, I'm about to go cold turkey again. 10 days. Don't at me
Wow.
on Twitter. Going on
10
vacation.
days?
Yeah.
You won't respond to a tweet on Twitter for 10 days?
I
No
mean, I guess I hadn't locked myself into that, but sure. Maybe I'll lock myself into
Wow.
that.
That would
Jack,
be...
is that your nightmare?
No, it's my dream. I mean, I'm just going to tweet out all the bad takes that you can't ratio. That's
Jack,
gonna
trust me, we've all been reading your account. There's been some bad takes of late.
Has there been bad takes? I
Awful
don't know.
takes.
Jack, first of all, I mean, the Major League Baseball one today. What was that?
That was just a text I got from a source.
What did you say?
I was like, I see people in the chat saying like your baseball, like that's just, I got a text from a source that said, don't be surprised if it didn't happen. That's fine. I'm just
The whole
sharing what,
season?
huh? No. I did put a wine glass in a dishwasher today and shattered it. That was not my fault. That was my girlfriend told me, wash them first, put it in the top. I tried closing the top part and I just started picked every little shard of glass out of the bottom of the dishwasher. So that was fun. But yeah, people are upset with my CP3 David West Tyson
Yeah,
Chandler.
let's do this one. Let's do this one.
Oh,
here.
yeah. I mean,
I
terrible
don't-
take, Jack.
Yeah, Andy actually took Pete's thunder and ratioed the shit out of me.
I know. I didn't even. Everyone had already ratioed you by the time I could even get there. Like,
But
it was
who's
all,
beating that team? That's just an elite three-man offense.
read this tweet out loud for the people listening to the audio version. Jack, fire off this take.
The greatest team for 3-on-3 basketball. Chris Paul, David West, Tyson Chandler. Pick and pop with West. Pick and roll with Chandler. No one's beating that team in their prime.
And so I guess the one thing that I was confused. So when Andy gave his 3, I will say I was giving you the benefit of the benefit of the doubt, Jack. It assumed you meant 3 players on the same team.
Not necessarily, but you know,
That take is even more absurd.
You like to leave a little ambiguity. But think about like just how this team is built. And then
Yeah, I mean, but
people-
Jack, you have 2 players on that team who are like pretty good players.
it's true,
like,
true,
not-
absolutely. But
Like they're just the
Pivotal,
skill level they
but
have. Like
excellent
skill
at what
level
they
is
do.
amplified, but skill level is amplified the less people on the court.
but
And so
the-
like you just those
it's
guys
like-
would
have you
not. You
guys-
could just
have you guys ever played NBA Blacktop on 2K?
NBA Street?
No, NBA Blacktop on 2K.
No. What?
So it's like a street. You pick like you can do 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, and you pick your team. And like a player like I'm trying to think like Devin Booker, who's obviously an all-star, was in the finals last year, like isn't a good NBA blacktop player because he's like an ISO guy. He's like not an elite 3-point shooter, so his spacing isn't incredible. He's not a good defender. He's not tall. You want like length. That's where this team's probably lacking. But like Chris Paul in his prime is an elite defender, best point guard defender in the world, leads the league in steals every year. Tyson Chandler anchored multiple championship teams at their center position. And then you talk about, I mean,
the most questionable pick is West by far.
No. You see, this is the thing. People don't remember how special David West was.
Everyone remembers. It just wasn't that special.
He was that special. People said, couldn't you have picked a better popper?
Chris Bosh? You want Chris Bosh?
No, Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh. No. So that's the team. Could the team be beat in their prime? They'd have to have a bad game. That's all I'm saying.
The only way this works is if you say all on the same team at a given time, because then at least you can make the take that they practice day in and day out. They're showering with each other.
Well, that's what makes this team so great is they do have the.
But you said your prompt was any configuration of players ever.
Yeah, and that gives my team the edge, right? If you're just gonna stick Shaq with Steph and someone else, like you don't know how they play. And also in 3-on-3, I should probably have watched a little more film on the Olympics, but I don't think 3-point shooting is like the name of the game here. Like I think it's buckets and getting stops. And so
how do you get buckets?
You get buckets by pick and pop with West and pick and roll Chandler. It's right there on the screen.
I know, but aren't those shots?
Yeah. I'm saying 3-point shot. I'm saying 3-pointers aren't the name of the game. But
what do you I saw some people saying that you're coming for the Stephen A. Smith crown. Is that a personal goal of yours?
That's not a personal goal. I don't love Stephen A's new shtick. He's like just does the most. Which many could say I'm doing the same, but it was a nostalgia day. CB3, people forget CB3 in that Hornets Mardi Gras jersey is he was a top player in the league. He was a top player in the league.
As Clay says here, no one's debating the Chris Paul part.
And Chris Paul's he gets shit done. He's a leader. He took the scrubby Suns to the finals. Like, I don't know.
Again, no one is arguing about Chris Paul. I think they're saying you could sub out David West and Tyson Chandler. And
I mean, like, yeah, it's just like you can replace those two players with players who fill the same roles and are just better players.
Yeah. Like who? Like
it's not that hard.
Like who?
All right. So you want a good pick and roll big man, Joel Embiid.
No. He's not an elite pick and roll big man, though. That's the thing. And he's going to take the ball out of your point's hands. You don't want that. You want the ball in Chris Paul. You want Tyson Chandler dunking the basketball. All right, next.
Yeah, Shaq in the comments.
I don't like Shaq in the 3-on-3. He'll get tired.
Thank you, Mike. See, Mike understands. Tyson Chandler, high motor.
Mike is not on Jack's side. Mike just doesn't like Shaq that much in this scenario. Yeah.
Why don't we just want all of the new wave of NBA superstars that are all 6'10" to 7 feet tall and can shoot threes and score? Well, Kevin Durant, you're Giannis, you're LeBron.
You heard Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley. Giannis would be on the bench in the 90s. So those are the crazy takes. But I do see someone saying the Ja overrated take I made months ago. Now he is properly rated because he is fucking insane.
He got way better.
Thank you. He got way better. Yeah. But if you wanted to say I was underrating his potential, that's fair. But holy shit. And he still can't shoot a 3-pointer. Like, what if he could shoot a 3 decently?
It doesn't look good, but they're going in now.
Kind of. He's shooting like 30% from there.
I would say, like, last night, too, he just took over the timeline. Like, it was Ja Morant just owned the NBA last night.
He did like OBJ's catch and like a Mahomes no look and like Lamar's run against the Bengals like in one half of basketball and then capped it off by scoring 52. Like it's rare that like I'm like I kind of want to just watch him play every night now.
Yeah, and like this was all after a whole season of just like ridiculous highlight after ridiculous highlight. Yeah. It's like every game, and he's just like a fun dude.
Yeah, great dude. Well, the funny thing is he was starting to get a rep, kind of not really, but a little bit. Like he was the greatest almost dunker of all time. Like you even never finished the dunk, but like last night when he went up to do that, I thought he was gonna do like the Dwight Howard, like throw it in from the free throw line. He actually like grabbed the rim. I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's nuts.
What Yeah. Oh, Ricky wants violence here. He wants to revisit the infamous Ja versus Zion debate. I'm such a nice guy. I don't even remember which one of you guys were on which side of that.
Oh, Mike's been on Ja because Mike's a bag holder, but
Mike is a bag holder because he's been on Ja.
That's fair. That's a fair point. So my stance on this is still like
doubling down. Here we go.
It's not, I mean, you have to take in, we always discuss the injury risk of both, quite frankly. And you've said the same thing. Like, if you could guarantee Zion's health, like, do people forget like 2 years ago who Zion was being compared to? Like, it was like he was the next
Tyson
LeBron.
Chandler.
he was the next LeBron James, and he was like averaging 27 a night last year in year 2 in New Orleans and was an all-star. Like, let's not forget. Now
I'm actually still with Jack on this. Like, obviously, Ja's like taking a step up, but like, this is essentially what Zion was doing when he was healthy last year. Like last year when Zion was playing really well, he was one of the 10 best players in the NBA. Yeah. And so like now he's not playing, and Ja's playing incredibly. And it's not a knock on Ja at all, but like people very quickly forget just how good Zion was very recently.
And if you had given him another year in the NBA, like, could he have taken a similar leap? Because if so, he'd be the MVP of the league, which Ja, now has. I think Ja, the MVP argument actually should be in play for him. The Grizzlies team is pretty good, but like he has them 3rd in the West, and they're like winning a lot of games. People are like, oh, they won a bunch of games without him. They were like 500 early on with him. Like, who cares? Look at what he's doing over the second half of the season. Like, he is on a different level. He is so valuable to them.
The take that can bring everyone together here, I forget who I saw on Twitter saying, if Zion gets his shit together, could Ja and Zion go down as the greatest number 1, number 2 pick combo in NBA history?
Darko didn't turn out that well.
Was Jordan 3? Yeah, I guess he was.
Yeah.
It was Hakeem and Sam Bowie or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Ricky's triggered that there's still pro Zion takes.
People like, it's crazy. Of course, at this point in time, it's why I'm sure working at Top Shot sucks. It's why everyone sucks besides 1% of people in terms of day trading. Zion has played more games in his first 3 years than Joel Embiid did. Like, there's just no one has an understanding of. There were times when people said Joel Embiid was a bust. Now, Nerlens Noel is a bust, and he ended up being a bust. But like, Zion's also averaged 27 and been an all-star in year 2. If he gets, maybe he hates New Orleans. Maybe he is fat and can't figure it out. Who knows? But like, it's a little early to say.
I think, my big takeaway from this debate, my revised take, is that Ja is better than expected. Zion's injury concerns remain enormous, and obviously, I can't even say it seems worse now. Like the discussion we had was, it's a guarantee he will be injured and have recurring injuries. Andy, did you add a new Dyson thing behind you there?
Oh yeah, so we have air conditioning issues.
I got one
too.
And
I guess heating issues.
Grabbing everything in the Dyson store.
I got a Dyson.
No, so we had like a shitty little fan. We have like a shitty little fan that really didn't work.
I wish. Oh, go ahead.
And I was just tired of walking into the office and having it be freezing cold every day, because we have like a central air duct here that we had like the person, like the air conditioning person, come in and look at it, and he was like, "Yeah, there's like actually no way the air could ever flow through that. Like it's not real." And so I was like, "All right, fuck this. I'm tired of being cold every morning," and I bought one.
It would be a really good bit if just every new Club Top Shot episode, you just had a new Dyson back there until your entire backdrop was just Dyson products.
So real quick, just because I think our conversation, the Dyson is fun, but also just all the players we're talking about. Like, I think when Jeremy and when Pete used to be on the show too, they always talk about the sports stock market. Like, is there now, with the different moments that exist, with flash challenges, with all this different shit,
Sorry, I didn't know if this is where you were going with this.
Well, to a degree. I mean, I think that's a market being a market. I would also argue like Ja's potential is always going to be outweighed by a player that's now in his 7th season or 6th season. I would use maybe Jokic in that case. Anyways, if the market was the way, can the market ever return to something of where we're actually trading these players based on like, if I do still think Zion could turn out, like I'm buying his series 1 moment. And if, DeRozan, who's going off this year, or Ja in this case, like, I guess more like the sports card market. Like, do we see Top Shot returning towards that? Or do you think they've actually made moves that kind of fuck up that aspect of it, where it can be a collectible of that player and the rarity can then, and scarcity can play into it. But do we see it as a tradable asset, or is S3 too complicated versus S1 because like in sports cards, you only trade S1. Like if you're making a bet on a player, you buy their rookie card. 1 or 2 players, it's like their second year or something else. But like, do you see a world where that happens?
My question for you would, you're probably the most plugged in on the physical card market right now. If you look at like just Top Shot debuts alone right now, is the relative value of those very different from how physical card market stacks up?
So it's a little more
hard because obviously like we don't have rookie Curry moments. We don't have rookie Giannis.
But if you called S1 rookie, essentially.
But it's a little bit different because like Ja's probably inflated because it's his rookie year. But anyway,
yeah, I think there's different factors that play into it. There's
like roughly, is it directionally?
The grading, I guess the grading system versus like, what serial number plays into it, the different sets. Like there's a bunch of different sets in the real world too. In the physical world. I wouldn't know the exact tie, but it's a good question.
Yeah, so what I would say is within like certain bands, kind of to your point, like they've gamified it to the point where that pushes a lot of value, but we know as collectors now that occasionally Top Shot debuts become a feature in flash challenges. So like all those collectively among active players trade within perhaps some sort of reasonable band. Where it gets challenging is like Zion's not playing right now. Like Vince Carter's retired. Like thinking about S1 players like this. So I think to your point, it doesn't mirror exactly like a stock market or a perception of a player because there's this other factor of gamification that's, in my view, like way too weighted towards that right now. So I think it's probably not right now, but among like, if you really narrow the categorization, active players, Top Shot debut moments, there probably is an element of that. But as soon as you expand it beyond that, there isn't. And sorry, Peter, I cut you off there.
Oh, no. Yeah, I just know from a lot of the DFS community that came into Top Shot, and I know Osimo has had this take on Twitter too, that like he was looking forward to, leveraging more of his NBA knowledge and making both more short-term, not on like a flash challenge short-term, but like half a season to like mid to long-term, a couple year time horizon bet on these players as if you were playing like a dynasty stock market. And because of the supply issues, because of all kinds of other factors, like that's just not possible. Like Brian Hooper and we have that Jokic Cosmic, and we listed it last year, when he was close to locking up MVP. There was no liquidity. There was no real bump in his moment. And it was like, man, we fucking ID'd the guy who won MVP. That's like supposed to be what you're trying to do. There was no pump. There was no nothing. And so I do think that's been a disappointing thing for people who wanted to play Top Shot like a stock market.
I think I still fractionally own like a portion of a CP3 Cosmic.
Yeah, we have a quarters with Karain and Brian too. Yeah. But it is a bummer that there isn't a little bit more of that.
There's supply questions also in the chat or just comments. In the physical world, that is true, John, that 90% of cards you cannot sell and they're literally worthless. I guess the outrage, I don't know how much you guys saw this week, but the outrage was over Bruce Brown. He got a 60K moment, and then like 2 weeks later, got another base Series 360K moment. And people were like, how is that possible? What are we doing? Like, why? I don't know. The printing is interesting. I've stopped buying packs because I don't feel like I'm not. It's not really like a fuck Top Shot thing. Because I want Top Shot to win, but don't like if you don't think it's worth it, don't buy the packs. And that's how I feel right now. Based off everyone's reaction on Twitter of packs they're opening, I don't really see the value in it.
Yeah, do you guys have takes on that too? Because I know there's been people upset with going to the kind of the loot box model, whereas I know a lot of people built up their collector scores with the hope of being able to get into these queues for rare and legendary, and now it seems like they kind of went back on that. Do you guys have takes on kind of the direction that these packs are going right now as it pertains to collector score?
Andy, you want to go? You want me to go? I think I've been
I don't really
ranting
have
a
that
lot.
much of a take, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. To be like, generally, I think I kind of always expected that the Top Shot market would get kind of boring if there's 60,000 things and everything costs $1 and they're like printing a ton, but it also kind of had to happen. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of what I anticipated happening, and that like there would be some interesting, really high end stuff. I think what's a bummer is there isn't really any demand for the interesting, really high end stuff. Like, to me, in my head, there should still be demand for the rookie hollow moments from every new season. And like it doesn't really seem to exist. And so to me, that part's the bummer. Like Bruce Brown having a moment that's basically unsellable. Like, yeah, of course that was going to happen. It's Bruce Brown. If they're making any Bruce Brown moments, they should all be unsellable. Like, it doesn't matter how many there are.
Right.
It should be an unsellable moment.
Yeah, so I think the Bruce Brown thing is interesting because we knew from 4 months ago that Bruce Brown would have two 60,000 edition size moments. It's part of the roadmap. Every player is going to have two of those. Every player is going to have, I don't know, I think like one, I don't know what the breakdown is, one MGLE, one legendary, whatever it is. It's part of the roadmap. It's exactly that. And I can't believe 2 Awesemo call outs in one episode, but Awesemo posted something about that recently saying this is literally part of the roadmap. They told us this was coming. So it's interesting that people are like hanging their hat on that particular thing rather than when the roadmap was released saying we don't need 2 60K Bruce Brown moments. Now I feel like it's one of the situations where obviously the market's doing poorly overall and people, are trying to figure out why is it doing poorly? What the hell is going on here? So I think, to Andy's point, what's been tough about the platform more recently is, and this is something we've been talking about for months and months and months, the more Dapper defines the value of assets, the less organic the market is. And right now there's a situation where some assets have growth potential that others don't, where if you have like a player who has one rare moment on the platform, and there's a chance that in some weird flash challenge that has some metallic silver reward, that if this player happens to be part of that flash challenge, the price is going to go up by 10x. That possibility only exists for a small set of players, a small set of moments. And so there's a financial incentive to kind of target things like that and not be particularly excited by more idle assets. Like having a LaMelo hollow should be an exciting thing from his rookie season, but it's super unlikely based on everything that Top Shot has shown us that moment will have a momentary day or 24-hour period of being 4x higher than it is now. So why hold that when you can sell that, play a bunch of flash challenge roulette for all intents and purposes, and hopefully win without much downside. And then, when you're ready, go back and buy the LaMelo, which is probably cheaper now because a lot of other people are thinking the same thing. And this is the exact concern, I think we all highlighted when we were seeing Dapper get more involved with defining the value of things, defining sets, doing these flash challenges. And like, they've now put themselves in a position where they need to come up with an impossible calculation and formula for a reasonable representation of what these things all should be worth. And either that or they've got to reduce the impact of gamification. So even though this player with one rare moment might get into a flash challenge, it's not that valuable. So if you're a LaMelo fan, you might still prefer owning the hollow icon over that flash challenge. But now this actually segues nicely into the pack thing. the loot box pack reaction is like fascinating to me. We've spent the last like year with what seems like everyone on the platform saying, all I want is a shot at a legendary and a standard pack. And then Top Shot does it. And now it is like the worst thing ever, the cause of World War III. It's why Russia invaded Ukraine. It's just like it's a terrible thing. And we need to go back. And the concern is Top Shot has conditioned people that your packs are going to be minimum money back, maximum 10x. And because now people are experiencing for the first time opening a pack that isn't free money, effectively, it's absolute panic. And now the concern is going to be if they slow down flash challenges, it's going to be what happened, the platform's falling apart. They used to do these flash challenges, but in my view, they sort of have to do the flash challenges in the same ways they need to not have these crazy plus EV packs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those classic things where people want that, then they're conditioned to the collector score. They play the collector score game, and then it switches on them. And I think they just feel like, hey, I've been, mentally and, financially preparing for this one thing, and now it's this other thing. It seems like people are upset with the actual odds that you have here. Corey saying, I don't know if this is how.
Yeah, but it's like if you can't have higher odds, they can just like make more legendaries.
Then no one
cares
cares
to be worth anything.
Right. Then it's not. Then it's not a rare.
Then it's not special.
Veerman put up a good thing. Did you guys see Veerman's triangle? It's fantastic.
Yeah. Kind of same idea, but curious your guys' feelings on All Day. Obviously, Pete's the football head here, but Mike, have you played Andy? Any interest in All Day?
I bought a bunch of Brady debuts. I bought some packs. I kind of among my views on plus EV packs. Oh, we have a $9.99 question. We gotta bring that up. That's real money.
She doesn't have the air wrap, but for Christmas I got her just like the normal Dyson blow dryer. I think that's the different one. I know there were two. I did like some basic research.
Pup was mad that I didn't pull up his DeFi Kingdom subnet comment earlier and decided to pull out the $10 tip to get the Dyson.
So much. How do I get in on this?
Yeah. Mike wants his kickback.
Yeah, new going rate. If you want your comment on stream, it costs $10.
Yes. I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh, All Day. Yeah. So I bought a bunch of Brady. I'm kind of treating All Day the same way I treat Top Shot, which is which of these do I think will actually matter in 5 years, and try by those, not try and like play the short-term swings. And with Top Shot, it's sort of worked. I mean, the debuts and the better players have been sort of resilient. It hasn't worked as well as I'd hope, partially because of this gamification, and that to what we've been talking about, people don't value the player or the history of it; they just value what can potentially pump overnight. But I don't know. I think it's an interesting platform. We'll see how it evolves. I mean, we were trying to watch some of them last week, and a lot of the plays just like aren't that exciting to watch, and like it's just hard to get that sort of feel in a short football clip, where most of the plays are not like point scoring plays. They're kind of maybe a first down or whatever else. But I think it's a fun platform. And I like to see the buy-in from players. It seems like whether or not, if it's sponsored or if it's organic, players seem more genuinely interested. We look back to that rookie situation over the summer where 3 of the rookies posted the exact same thing on Twitter. And it's like, come on, like make some kind of effort here. Right. And it seems like the NFL players either like it or are more sophisticated with how to post about it, which is a nice start at least.
Yeah. And I know too, I mean, just with, the All Day marketplaces where the Top Shot marketplace was for a while, where so much of the supply wasn't released yet. And so it's hard for people to know what stuff is worth. And so I just think that uncertainty with the marketplace makes it hard for people to transact. I have been seeing in the Deposit Kingdom Discord in the Club All Day channel, some guys making some concentrated bets similar to MBL on players, but it's also hard to know, like, is that going to keep coming down, those prices, as more supply gets released? History would tell us that would be the case. But
I don't know why. I don't really care about the All Day stuff very much. I don't really have like a reason. I like the NFL. I watch football every Sunday, but like Something about that comparatively doesn't have me quite as excited.
Yeah, to me, I mean, I'm the same way, and we've talked about it a little bit, but I know that beta, yada, 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 but I would have liked their rollout to be like the best moments from this season and like focus on the rookies and stuff and like put out a really sick collection, a really curated collection of the best moments, the best rookies. You could do a lot of stuff with Brady's final season, whatever. Like, get us more Grail stuff. Where it's like right now, it's like, yeah, they're all day moments, but like I don't care about any of them. And that's a bummer spot to be in because I did think I was going to be way more excited.
I mean, they literally started in week 13. That. I think that was just an odd part. Who knows? NFL could have easily said how you're starting this week. If you're gonna start, like, especially knowing what NFTs are, that first is typically the best. Like, why can't you just make the first series so special, first season so special, and then get your supply up for season 2 or season 3? Like, you can still, I don't know. And
it goes back to the beta thing. Like, it's fine. You want to do the beta, start in week 13, but fucking $5 packs, $9 packs. No one, I promise you, I would not be on here complaining about shitty $9 packs, but $250 shitty beta packs, like that hits a little different.
Crazy.
I mean, in a weird way, though, we've talked this before. I remember we talked about this in the early days. The prices of the packs set the market because people don't like to sell at a loss, so they'll sell up to exactly what they paid. And so if you charge $9 for a pack, the market's going to show $9 of value in those packs. Basically, if you charge $250, it'll be somewhere close to $250, like maybe slightly below it, but it kind of sets the market in a way.
Yeah. We are, speaking of, I know Frankie's going to be hopping on, and I'm going to go ahead and welcome, I believe, making his Club Top Shot debut. It is Mr. Chops here. Chops, welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you.
I love the sweatshirt.
I was going to say, I love when you guys are rocking your CTS hoodies. I do also need to make clear, it isn't a formal requirement that you do have to be wearing it when you come on, but we love seeing it.
Gotta represent.
Where are you out of, Chops?
I'm in Wisconsin, about 30 minutes from Madison.
Okay. All right. And look at you, your mic, your cam, your internet connection. You seem like a seasoned pro.
Nope. I'm in my wife's office, just non-boomering it up, hopefully.
Did you just crack a beer?
I have one. I should grab it.
I thought I heard someone crack.
I opened a can of seltzer.
Okay.
So what's your boots on the ground take? Are you a Packers fan? Is Rodgers going to stay?
I think it makes the most sense. I mean, even last year made the most sense. I mean, he wins football games. I could care less about the other stuff, I guess.
Yeah. You're saying you don't care about his
the
13-day juice cleanse and his
I thought you were saying you don't care about the playoffs because
X status.
I mean, I'd rather versus our friends in the North and South. I guess I'd rather be in the playoffs than never make it like the Vikings and Bears. So
that's fair.
There we go. Fair. All right. Next up, friend of the show, Club VIP, Dunk legend, Vegas legend. A man who's known to light up on the show. It's none other than Fuzz Lightyear. What's going on, Fuzz?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
How you doing?
Doing great.
Good to see you.
Great. Ready to rip this Reserve Series 1 pack.
Oh yeah, I know you copped that the other day. Ooh. And we're gonna bring in our final guest tonight. A man with a sweet stroke. A man who went head to head with Peter Jennings in a 3-point competition.
Wow.
A man who won the 3-on-3 CTS tournament in Vegas. A man who knows the world is filled with divine pasta abilities. It is Frankie. What's up, Frankie?
Not much, guys. How you doing?
Doing good. You got a little run in this weekend, right? You were playing some basketball?
Yeah, I don't know how my buddy found this tournament. It was kind of in like a small town, like an hour south of where I'm at. It was a 3-on-3 tourney, and then they had a 3-point contest, and that did not go too well. But we came in second in the tournament, so.
Did CP3, David West, and Tyson Chandler win the tournament?
There was a Shaq guy there, and there was probably a Steph guy.
Wow.
So that was their team. It was a big guy and then a 3-pointing shooting guard. So they were a good team. They beat us twice. So.
Have you been hooping,
Yup?
Fuzz?
What is that, Fuzz? What is Yup?
CP3. there's a team out there, CP Jack. Team CP.
You're cutting on us, Fuzz. Your
Fuzz
internet's
is rugging us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he's got some good insight here.
I know. I want to hear this take.
It's probably his AirPods. The AirPods are so weird. They're the one Apple product that does not like sync well with computers.
Well, we'll let you get your stuff situated here, but I say we open up some packs. Yo, what up? It's DJ Pete Overzet. Welcome to the club. We didn't think things were gonna get popping tonight, but it's about to get lit. Behind door number 2, it's a 3-pointer. 13-25, Kevin Durant.
Let's go.
We're gonna get a LaMelo. We're gonna get a Luka. We're gonna get a LeBron. Victory reveal. Let's go. God damn it! I don't need another layup. To the window. To the wall. The De'Aaron Fox stripped down my ball. 293 assists. Let's go. 293. Everybody get their drinks. Let's get a cheers tonight before we open up these nice packs. Cheers, fellas. How we doing? What do we? Okay, you got a Modelo. Fuzz, are you back?
Look at the headset.
Oh, does it work? Mic check.
It does. It's just
Lift off. Blast off.
My goodness, I was gonna try to find my my Burger King headset in solidarity with you, but I don't know where I put it.
Are we good out there? What's up, Sam?
You're good. What was your CP3 take?
All right, there's a better CP3 team out there, Jack. This is shout out to my brother. He provided me with this insight. CP3, Blake Griffin, and JJ Redick.
terrible. No. JJ Redick is a revolving door. We already talked about 3-point shooting is important, but not the key in 3-on-3. And Blake was a good player, but his mid-range wasn't auto. Like David West has never missed. From
Blake was good, but I mean Tyson Chandler, guys, it's a different level.
Mike, we can't hear you either.
I mean,
although you don't appear like you're on mute.
I'm on mute. I was. Tyson Chandler protects the rim, which I respect. He had the hand in like NBA Live and like 2K and all those games, which you respect. He blocks every shot down low.
Thank you, Greg, because I am normally the butt end of the jokes, but Greg said, imagine making it seem worse.
Maybe what we're gonna need to do, if I was more ambitious, I'd set up like the club top shot NCAA bracket, but the best 3-on-3 teams from all time, and we could let the people vote. But I'm going on vacation. You guys can tackle that project. Chops, what pack are you gonna open with us tonight?
I also got an S1 reserve pack.
Very nice. Now this is your first time on the show. Do you know how to share your screen?
Maybe.
Wow, this is tough. He already said
I know that there's like Chrome tabs and audio
and acid tabs. There's a lot of tabs.
I have a lot of faith in you, Chops. I have a lot of faith in you. Down here, share screen, Chrome tab, and the share tab audio is default selected. StreamYard taking away my bit, my jobs, my livelihood. Chops. Need further instructions.
I think I got it.
Oh, we did it. We're in business here. So this is the Series 1 reserve pack. How many of those did they give out the other day?
I think 500.
500, yeah.
Very nice. How many people lined up for that one? Do we know?
I think I saw somewhere that the estimation was around 3,000.
Okay. All right. Pretty nice bank there then.
And,
what are we hoping for here?
Yeah.
I guess any of the top, I'm obviously Giannis, but any LeBron and Ja's been pretty hot. I wouldn't mind any of those guys, I guess.
Ja would be fun. Let's see this.
All right.
Gotta make sure we got the music. And
I don't
we
know the
what
music for this.
Yeah. What's our music?
Probably the basic Series 1 base pack. Yep. This is the OG.
A little bit of a throwback, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
All right.
Ooh.
859, Markel Fultz.
He comes back soon, I think.
Oh, wow.
At one point, that was the longest shot on top. I remember Austin Kent talking about that.
What's longer now? Mike, what surpassed it?
Yeah, what's longer, Mike?
No, it might still be. I don't know. I just remember Austin Kent was talking about it. He's a great Twitter follow.
It just seems like something NBL would get together with his buddies in Manhattan to celebrate the longest, new longest shot on Top Shot.
We got to be brave.
Ooh, little surge. All right.
All right.
I didn't realize these packs are legit.
Yeah.
How much are they valued at? Like, what did you have to trade in to
You
get?
traded 350 trade tickets, which are like between $2 and $3 a pop, probably. So
Wow.
Yeah, and
I'm
then,
You still have to do it manually, right? Like one at a time.
no, you can bulk. I think 50 at a time.
But you
You
can't
can
bulk buy.
turn them in. Yeah, but to buy them, it was kind of a sucky process.
Kobe?
Kobe White. I think I have this moment.
rookie.
I might have tested it actually.
All right, let's get it.
All right.
Yeah, last chance. I
Like,
guess.
are there
Big money.
Zions out here?
I have
Yeah.
no idea what he is.
Why?
Oh,
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
All
That's a
right.
nice dunk.
Hey, it's nice to see the highest mint of your entire pack at 3340. That's refreshing.
there you go. It's not too bad, shot. It's not too.
Nah, we'll take it.
We'll
All
take
right.
it.
All right.
All right. Who was it? Fuzz, you have the reserve pack too.
Yep.
All right. What's it? What's your number one Grail pull here?
Probably LeBron, Kobe tribute.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. That would be-
Like, what do you want, Fuzz? Oh, just the best moment that you could possibly get.
Hi, Mike, don't kick him while he's down here.
That's the mic voice you normally use on me.
Well, all of you Mikes, I have to lovingly condescend to.
Yeah, Mike's already saying.
All right, Frankie. Or no, we're gonna do Fuzz here because Frankie, you have a all day pack, right?
Yeah, NFL. So
There we go.
should I go ahead and try and claim that now? Doesn't that take a few minutes?
Yeah, you can get the ball rolling on the claim.
All right.
Let's see here. All right, Fuzz, run good, buddy.
All right. Let's get this money.
Give us what?
Let's do this shit. Let's
Give
do
us
this.
like 3 or 4 other players that you will light up in the club if you pull right here.
Ooh. Let me pause that for a second. We'll go with Ja Morant. He's balling. Steph Curry and Zach LaVine.
So
Okay.
someone asked for a breakdown here. I think the way these work is there's one moment out of 1,000 that's like a 1,000 edition size, and everything else isn't out of 1,000.
makes sense.
Just for a little context, and otherwise, I think it's pretty scattered across the board from Series 1.
NBL. Congrats on your championship. Which one would you like me to choose first?
The Fantasy Baseball Championship, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Wow.
You said that like someone who's won so many championships, you don't even know what to do.
No,
What championship
what if I
again?
won?
I
I was
know,
like,
I
I don't
keep
think I've won
winning.
much of anything recently. I'll choose number 3, please.
All
Here we
right.
go.
Let's turn the club
I'm
up.
just pulling for the light up. Uh-oh. Let's
Bledsoe.
Okay.
That's the only number one I've ever opened in a pack. Was I?
Really?
I think it was his MGLE. I got the number one.
I've never opened a number 1, actually.
You poor thing.
All right, should we go to someone else, or should I do one? All right.
That's such a Mike comment. I fucking love it.
DJ Warren.
Okay.
Do you have any idea how many packs Andy and I have opened?
But what are the odds of opening a number one?
In the early
Not
packs,
that
like not that bad.
All right, come on. Give me a Zach LaVine.
Ooh.
Julius Randle.
Back when he was good.
Door number 2
Oh.
is the 1,000 moment.
Wait, is Randall
Yes.
not good anymore?
No, he's terrible.
Oh, that sucks.
All right,
Yeah, but
let's
you know
go.
who's
Let's
not
go.
better than
Come on, Fuzz.
Let's go, Fuzzy. Trey.
Trey?
Trey.
Hey.
Wait.
No.
Oh,
No.
Oh man.
that was worth hours of grinding $2 moments.
How many hours? How many hours went into that? Fuzz?
Countless.
But it's for
Countless
the love of the
hours.
game, right?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. No, I got a lot of help from some friends. They had some trade tickets to gift over, and I traded them some moments, so that helped a lot.
There you go.
You
gotta
can
stimulate.
trade tickets.
No, just they traded me their trade tickets.
I
you know.
got you. I got you.
Yeah. You were
That's
the
actually
garbage
a really
disposal.
interesting. I like that.
What?
Well, just the idea that getting the trade tickets is such a grind if someone wants
Right.
to grind for it and then you sell
Right.
them.
Right. Like if I said I'll give you $100 moment if you send over whatever
Yeah.
30 of your ship moments, like that would be a much. I mean, then they have to do the work. Nice.
Frankie, I don't know if you're seeing the chat here, but there's a lot of pressure on you to rip something good tonight.
All right, let's hope so.
Have you claimed?
I claimed, and it's ready to open up. So let me go ahead and start sharing.
All right. We'll probably go with our a little walk off pack tonight. We appreciate you guys not watching the State of the Union and instead hanging out with us.
I mean, this was the State of the Union, in my opinion.
It was. It does feel like every other show is a Top Shot State of the
All right,
Union.
before, are you gonna do whole outros? I just want to
No,
maybe
we're
like a fun game of Lot and Things.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, let's
Not necessarily a game of Lot and Things. We can make it a game of Lot and Things, but what will the Lakers 1 of 1 NFT sell for tomorrow night?
Who are we asking?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Should we just should we all just guess closest wins, or should we ask?
It's funner.
Thank
It's
you.
funner when we're trying to guess someone's guess.
Okay. Who should we? I feel like we should ask Fuzz. Look at him. He can barely
Yeah,
open his eyes.
All right, let's do it.
Just for fun though. Just for fun.
Just for fun. We'll do it. Everyone's putting up 10 trade tickets.
Whoever's
All right,
the furthest off has to buy me the Lakers moment.
No. Whoever's the furthest off has to grind 350 trade tickets.
I've been thinking about doing it recently. I might go for it.
You would be.
You
sick
would
enough.
want
You
to.
literally would.
I just want the experience.
Mike tells me
want to
he
be
wants
down in
that
the swamps.
experience.
Look, that's how you stay a man of the people. Is you grind, you do flash challenges. Mike throws his money away on $79 all day base packs. I'm sure he does it. He did it in Susables. Like, if you want to be a slut for Dapper Labs, you got to be part of the people. And so that's
The
part of
Susables were plus EV packs.
I would be surprised if we find out that Mike actually made his living playing like what is it, Axie Infinity. He's just been like grinding a living out
He's an
on
Axie
these
Infinity
plater.
scholar.
I have like the wall of phones, like what we've all seen pictures of.
Oh man, how do you have time for all this?
I don't do that, by the way, just for the record.
All right. So we're all writing down Fuzz's guess for the Lakers final ending auction price, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
What is it at currently?
15K with 20 hours to go.
20 hours to go?
Like,
I
it
guess
ends
actually-
tomorrow night.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say like an afternoon ending, but it's actually 10:40. I didn't realize what time it is.
Yeah, I guess it ends at 6 or 7. Or I think it ends at 8, actually.
NBL's lost all sense of time, reality.
I had a few beers this evening before I
I
joined.
mean, once you start grinding those Axie streets, it's hard to really get out of the metaverse.
Chops and Frankie, you guys got your answers written down?
I got it.
Okay. I'll start. I'm going to guess that Fuzz says $34,999.
Pete, you have an entire Discord. Do you ever check in? Do you know how bearish your Discord is on Top Shot? Seems like a high.
Fuzz just told us that he spent all this time grinding trade tickets. This is a man who's bullish on the platform.
All right. Andy, go.
All right, I'll go. Yeah, I'm with Pete. I went bullish. I went 39,420. I felt that a 420 in there was.
What else did you write on that sheet?
Yeah, this is all Loddins, and it's on the back of a New York federal business regulations affecting my employees thing that I've yet to open for fractional.
All right. My guess, which I'm pissed, Fuzz didn't look like he put any thought into it, but I went 24,823.
24.
Wow, that focus is beautiful. Look at that.
That is pretty good. Ricky also reminding us something we should have factored in. He says Fuzz hates the Lakers, so maybe he is getting
no changing your guess, Mike. Mike, you're up, then Chops.
Why the hell would I change my guess? You're the one who's putting it on a phone. I wrote it down like an adult.
On a napkin? What is this?
24,420.
Yeah.
Hang on, Mike.
I went Kobe LeBron.
There's no way there's not a 420. And there's...
Mike, was that napkin from the bar tonight?
No. It's decorative. It's got little flowers on it.
I know. It looked like a very nice napkin.
I don't know where I got this. I really don't.
Chops, what do you got?
I also went with the 420 theme, but I went 28 420.
Ooh.
Wow. I'm the only one that thinks Fuzz would be mature enough.
Multiple times. I started out with both 24 420 and then wrote 28 420.
Wow.
Prove it on your federal bureau.
It's crossed out, but you can't see it, but it's this one.
All right, Frankie, what do you got?
Yeah, I went complete meme with Fuzz, so I did 69 420.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, Frankie, I didn't realize you worked for Dapper Labs.
Yeah.
Chill.
Here it is. Hey guys,
is that everybody?
Let's see it.
Wow,
Frankie and the 420. You guys were spot on.
Yeah, I mean that was just
420.
Wow.
All right,
I can't believe I didn't guess
explain, Fuzz.
People have money to blow. I
Do
mean, I think a couple people go in on that, and it's the Lakers. They set the precedent, like you said. There may be, some inside bidding there. Dapper employees. No, I doubt that happens. But, there's some money out there floating around. I think, it could definitely get up, pretty high. That's half of their, estimated value. Why not?
And on the back of your phone case, you had a Mamba logo.
Yep.
And you went 89 instead of just like 88, or
89. I'm an 80s baby.
All right, fair enough. All right,
Are
now
you 89?
Frankie,
I'm 89.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to fight?
All right. So we're gonna go here with Frankie. No club next week unless these guys want to fire up a stream without me, which they're more than welcome to do. But I will
do that.
Mike. Mike, maybe if you just
I'll
take
do
a
it
break
if you
from
give
the
me your login. That's fair.
I'll give you the login to StreamYard. You can stream.
No. To the YouTube channel. I got to make sure that everything's right.
That is the StreamYard. It's all plugged into the YouTube jack. All right, Frankie, we're due.
Before I open this, is everybody confirmed for a repeat of Vegas this year? Running 3-on-3 tourney?
Yes.
Wait,
100%.
I think don't we have
Wait, when is it? What are the dates?
I thought we were fucked on the dates.
It's
like
7th
July
through the 17th, I think.
Of July?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm down bad. I'm in Israel until the 15th. Eek. 6th to 15th.
What?
Wow.
Mike? Goodness.
Oh.
Whoa, down bad.
We might have to figure out this tournament, I guess.
Oh God! All right. Oh man,
we'll figure it out.
This is bad.
Goodness, Mike. How did you go on scheduling that during NBA All-Star Week?
My dad's playing tennis in Israel. I'm going to watch him.
Oh my God.
Do you know what color is? Are there different colors on here?
can pull across the bottom bar.
Yeah, I think the rares and legendaries are different colors.
There's some blue. Blue, I think, are rare.
Okay, there's a good one.
No, I don't know if that's like highlighted for some reason. I don't know if that's blue. I don't know.
I'm just gonna start going.
No, yeah. Blue is good, chat says.
Go, Frankie.
Oh,
Little Jesse
Super
Bates
Bowl.
the third.
And I don't think the Super Bowl premium packs are guaranteed to be Super Bowl moments, are they?
It's just one Super Bowl, I think.
Frankie, did you know Jesse Bates the third before that play?
I did not.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? A guy scored an interception. I'm with you, Frankie. He had an interception.
I had no idea.
Bates?
Davis Mills.
No.
Jack, don't act like you know Jesse Bates the third.
He's like one of the hottest free, like. He had a pick in the Super Bowl. I guess because he's in the Ravens.
That's a rare.
Yeah, I'll skip that one.
Patrick? Okay,
Brandon Eccles.
Don't know this guy either.
Eccles.
I do hate that you have to scroll like this.
Yeah, terrible.
Evan Ingram.
He's going to have
Frankie,
a breakout year this year for sure.
Yeah, it's the classic 8th-year tight end breakout.
Him and David and Joko.
Yeah.
Yes, good call out.
Joe Show.
Yes.
Guys. How many defensive guys can I get?
I mean, lock that one in the vault. Come
Yep. Yep.
Frankie, you should auction that one off at for the restaurant one night. Really kind of drum up some interest.
Maybe I can get about $7 for it.
This is the moment I've seen pulled the most.
Oh
I
my
have one of
God.
these that's-
It's insane.
I think I do have one of these already too.
Yeah.
Yep. I got one of these.
I see roll call for this Devin Field. There were 4 billion of them named. Double
Him too.
Double
Bills.
Davis.
Him too. He got pulled on
Another
the
one.
team.
Double D's. Josh Johnson.
He was slinging it though.
There you go, Jack. This for you.
Oh, what a dime to Andrew.
This was when we learned that the Ravens are a system quarterback team.
Yeah.
Anyone could just come in there
Yeah.
and deal.
All right, here we go.
All right,
baby.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's go,
go.
right,
Frankie.
Let's go, Frankie.
Frankie, do it. What's our rare?
Ooh.
Dallas Cowboys. DeMarcus Lawrence.
Nice.
Let's see the moment before we head out here.
Pick that. Oh,
yeah.
score.
We got
Frankie,
2 defensive lineman picks in one pack.
Yeah, I got like
Not-
7
He
defensive
scored.
guys.
That's a nice run.
don't ever list that, Frankie. Need to hold
Yeah,
it
right.
to the death. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Chops. Thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Fuzz. Shout out
Thank you,
Andy, NBL, Jack. Thank you to our buddy for making all of the American Doll stuff. Hop in the Discord with us. Talk Top Shot. Talk NFL all day. NFTs. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.